What are you going to get for lunch, Moby? I'm going to get the combo meal. I've got to make some choices. How can you count possible combinations? First, I've got to choose between a sandwich or pasta. Then, I've got to choose between an apple or pear. How many possible choices do I have? I can make a chart to figure it out. I list my choices across the top and down the side. Then I match the choices together. I can get a sandwich and an apple, or a sandwich and a pear. I can get pasta and an apple, or pasta and a pear. I have 4 possible combinations. Grandpa's packing for a trip. He picks out 2 pairs of pants and 3 shirts. What are all the possible outcomes of pants and shirts? You can create a tree diagram to help figure it out. Not exactly. First, write down a set of choices, like the different pants. Then connect each to the other set of choices. Make sure you don't repeat any choices or leave anything out. There are 6 possible combinations. Mia is putting together a costume. She has 3 wigs and 3 pairs of glasses. What are all the possible combinations of wigs and glasses? Create a tree diagram to find out. Start with the 3 wigs and then connect them to each of the glasses. There are 9 possible combinations of wigs and glasses. There's an easier way to count all the combinations. How can you multiply to find possible combinations? Grandpa wants a snack and a drink. He can choose between yogurt, pretzels, trail mix, or a banana. He can drink milk or juice. What are all the possible combinations of snack and drink? There are 4 snacks and 2 drinks. You can multiply the numbers to find all the possible outcomes. 4 times 2 is equal to 8. You can create a chart or a tree diagram to check your answer. Some kids are starting a band. Each kid can play either the flute or the recorder. What are all the possible outcomes? There are 5 kids with the choice of 2 instruments. 5 times 2 is equal to 10. There are 10 possible combinations. The teacher is assigning seats. There are 3 seats and 3 students. What are the possible combinations? 3 times 3 is equal to 9. What are you getting for lunch? You can get either a chicken salad or a tuna salad and get milk, water, or juice. 2 times 3 is equal to 6. I'm selling cookies to raise money for the soccer team. I've got 1 last box to sell. I'm keeping track of how many I've sold. I made a line graph. A line graph is a graph that uses points and lines to show data. You might use a pictograph or a bar graph to help you compare information about different groups. You might use a pie chart to compare parts of a whole. You use a line graph to track how a group or category changes over a period of time. what are the parts of a line graph? The title describes what is in the graph. My line graph tracks my cookie sales. An axis is a line that has numbers or categories and is used to create a graph. The x-axis is a horizontal line. That's the one that goes across. On my graph, it shows the days. The y-axis is a vertical line. That's the one that goes up and down. On my graph, it shows the number of boxes I sold. The points show how many boxes I sold on a specific day. How do you read a line graph? Graphs help us answer questions about data. How many boxes did I sell on Wednesday? To read a line graph, look at where the point lines up along the x-axis and y-axis. Look for the day of the week on the x-axis. Go up to the point and see where it lines up along the y-axis. I sold 7 boxes on Wednesday. How many did I sell on Thursday? I sold 5 boxes. When did I sell the most boxes? On Friday. You can tell easily because Friday's point is the highest on the line graph. Line graphs often track how something changes over time. They can help you see information in a different way. This shows how the size of the drama club has changed over the years. It shows the years on the x-axis and the number of members on the y-axis. Always pay attention to the scale on a graph. Not that kind of scale, Moby. The scale shows how numbers are organized on an axis. On this graph, the number starts at 15 and ends at 25. Graphs can use different scales. The numbers might go up by 5s or 10s, so it's important to look carefully. How many members did the club have in 2007? Look for the year on the x-axis. Then go up to the point and see where it lines up along the y-axis. There were 17 members. How many members were there in 2009? There were 20 members. Graphs can help you come up with ideas about the data. This graph shows that more and more students have joined the drama club over the years. The drama club has grown a lot since 2007. The school could use this information to give the club more money to put on plays. How can you make a line graph? Cool! You're selling lemonade to raise money for the soccer team? How much have you sold this week? You can use your chart to make a line graph. First, draw the x-axis and the y-axis and label each. Time is usually put on the x-axis. Add a title for your graph. Then choose a scale and figure out what numbers you want to put on the y-axis. Think about the smallest number and the highest number you will need to show. If the difference between them is a lot, you may want a scale that counts by 5s, 10s, or even hundreds. If the difference is small, you may want to choose a scale that counts by 1s or 2s. You need to show $2 and $20 on the same graph. You should probably use a scale that goes up by 2s. Remember, you write a 0 in the place where the x-axis and y-axis meet. Do not write the 0 above it. Now find the points on your graph. On Monday, you earned $6. Look for Monday on the x-axis, and look for 6 on the y-axis. Then find a place where they meet and draw a point. On Tuesday, you earned $4. Look for Tuesday on the x-axis and 4 on the y-axis, and find where they meet. Keep going until you plot or draw all the points on your graph. Then use a ruler to draw straight lines that connect the points. Now you can use the graph to help you understand the data. You sold the least on Thursday, but on Friday you sold a lot more than the other days. Why do you think you sold so many more on that day? It looks like you are your best customer. Check it out, Moby. I made a pattern. Let's see. What fruit comes next? What is a pattern? A pattern is something that repeats over and over again. You can find patterns that use colors, shapes, sizes, and even movements. You can also find patterns that use sounds. Something is not a pattern if it does not repeat. There's no section that repeats over and over again. How can you make a pattern? I'll start with one blue car and one red car. That's one section or unit. Repeat the unit over and over to make the pattern. So I'll line up another unit and keep going to make a longer pattern. You started with one big marble, then you added another big marble, and then you tacked on a small marble. Repeat the unit to make a pattern. How can you figure out patterns? When you look for a pattern, look for the unit that repeats over and over again. Which unit repeats in this pattern? The rhombus, triangle, and square always repeat in that order. What comes after the triangle? Right, a square. You have a pattern to show me? It's helpful to write down or draw pictures to help you figure out a pattern. Spin, hop, hop, point. Spin, hop, hop, point. Spin, hop, hop, point. Cool. I see the pattern. What happens right after you spin? You hop twice, then point. I have another pattern. Listen carefully. Try writing or using colors to help you figure out the pattern. What comes next? Use the colored letters to help you. Right, a clap. Here's another pattern. What's the missing shape? Look for the unit that repeats. What comes right after the square? Moby, that's not gonna work. No, it won't. The wheels are the wrong shape. Wheels work better when they're circles. What is a circle? It's round and curved. A clock, coins, and a pizza can all be circles. Actually, that's an oval. An oval is also curved, but it's shaped like an egg. I guess it rolls too. Wheels are circles because circles roll really well. See, Moby? Your bike won't work because the wheels aren't circles, they're squares. What is a square? A square has 4 corners and 4 straight sides that are connected. Each side is the same length. Crackers, a sandwich, and keys on a computer can all be squares. You're right, Moby. That shape looks a bit different from a square. What is a rectangle? Well, a rectangle has 4 corners and 4 straight sides just like a square. But a rectangle is different because the sides are not all the same length. The long sides are the same length and the short sides are the same length. A book, bookshelf, refrigerator, a piece of paper, and a skyscraper can all be rectangles. Right, Moby. I guess you do see rectangles everywhere. But I also know shapes that have less than 4 sides. What is a triangle like? A triangle has 3 corners and 3 straight sides. Some triangle sides are all the same length. Other triangle sides are not the same length. Safety street signs, a slice of pizza, and half a sandwich can all be triangles. Yep, and a musical triangle is a triangle too. So you see, Moby, different shapes can be useful in different ways. And you can't have a bike with square wheels. It just won't work. No, it won't. Hey, that's cheating. Connect the points to draw a picture. What do you think it'll be, Moby? What are points and lines? A point is an exact position or location. This picture has different points you connect together. The symbol for a point is a dot. Points remind me of stars in the sky. We can label points with letters. To finish this picture, you connect point A to point B. Then connect point B to point C, and point C to point D, and so on. A line is made up of points that are right next to each other. A line continues in both directions with no end. The arrowheads at each end show that the line goes on forever. Lines can be horizontal and go from one side to another. They can be vertical and go up and down. They can also be diagonal. What are line segments and rays? A line segment is part of a line. Each end of a line segment has an endpoint. A line segment does not continue forever. A ray is also part of a line. One end has an endpoint, but the other end continues forever. Line segments and rays can be horizontal, vertical, or diagonal, just like lines. they can also cross each other. What are parallel and intersecting lines, segments, and rays? When lines are parallel, they never cross. The distance between the lines is always the same, no matter where you measure. Line segments and rays can also be parallel. These lines on the paper are parallel. The equal sign is made of two parallel line segments, and so is the number 11. The lanes on a road are parallel too. These bars are parallel, and so are the stripes on this shirt. A rectangle has two pairs of parallel sides. In the word parallel, the three-letter L's are parallel to each other. Intersecting lines do cross. They can cross in different ways. I can think of lots of examples of intersecting lines. The plus sign is made of two intersecting line segments. So is the multiplication sign. Colin's plaid shirt has intersecting lines. I know that roads cross at an intersection and two roads meet at a corner. Railroad tracks have parallel lines and intersecting lines. Sometimes it can be tricky to see if lines are parallel or intersecting. If you imagine the lines extending forever, you'll figure out that they intersect. You finished the picture? I think you didn't connect the points correctly. Moby. Wow, Moby, that looks achoo! Sorry, Moby. I think you dropped this. What is a cube? A cube is a solid shape. It has 6 faces or flat sides. The faces on a cube are all squares. There are 12 edges where the faces meet, and there are 8 vertices or corners. Plenty of things are shaped like cubes, like an ice cube, a number cube, or a box of tissues. What is a rectangular prism? Just like a cube, a rectangular prism has 12 edges and 8 corners or vertices. You're right, Moby. These solid shapes both have 6 faces. But most faces of a rectangular prism are shaped like rectangles, and all the faces on a cube are squares. Tons of things are shaped like rectangular prisms, like a juice box, radio, and even a thin piece of paper. Some buildings are shaped like rectangular prisms too. What is a pyramid? This pyramid has 8 edges and 5 vertices or corners. There are 5 faces, and 4 of them are shaped like triangles. The base is the face on the bottom. The base of this pyramid is square. But I've definitely seen pyramids with bases that are different shapes. I guess the sides of any pyramid are triangles, and they all meet at one vertex. When I think of pyramids, I think of the Great Pyramids of Egypt. What is a cylinder? It has no vertices and a curved surface. Two faces on a cylinder are circles. A cylinder can roll. A can of tuna, a penny, and a spool of thread are all cylinders. You know what's really cool? The curved part of a cylinder is actually a rolled-up rectangle. What is a cone? A cone is a solid figure with one face, which is at its base. It's shaped like a circle. It has one point and a curved surface. A funnel, a traffic cone, and an ice cream cone are all cones. There's one more solid shape here. What is a sphere? A sphere has no faces, no edges, and no vertices. It's curved and round, so a sphere can roll. A ball, marble, globe, and an orange are all spheres. How many books have you read this month, Moby? I'm making a pictograph that shows how many books people read. Let's see. You read 2 books. What is a pictograph? A pictograph is a graph that organizes and shows information using pictures. The title tells you what the pictograph is about. This graph shows how many books people read. The labels show the names of people and the number of books each person read. This is the key. No, not that kind of key. The key explains what each picture stands for. According to this key, 1 star on the graph stands for 1 book. Count the stars to find out how many books each person read. I read 1, 2, 3 books. Becca read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books. Becca is a bookworm. Here's a pictograph that shows people's favorite subjects. What subject do people like best? Each pencil stands for 1 vote. Math got the most votes. 8 people said it was their favorite subject. Which subject got 3 votes? Right, Moby. Social studies got 3 votes. This pictograph shows people's favorite color. Each paintbrush stands for 2 votes. How many people like blue? You can skip count the pictures by 2 to count the votes. 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 people chose blue as their favorite color. How many people chose green as their favorite color? There's half a paintbrush there. Since a whole paintbrush stands for 2 votes, half a paintbrush must stand for 1 vote. So 1 person chose green as their favorite color. Cool, it's lunchtime. How can you make a pictograph? I'm starving. Should I get an apple or a pear? Which fruit do you like best? Let's take a survey about what type of fruit people like best. A survey is a list of questions used to collect information or opinions. You like bananas the best. So do a lot of other kids. You can record information from your survey into a tally chart. You organize tally marks into groups of 5 so they're easier to count. There are 5, 10, 15 tally marks. How many people like pears the best? Start with 5, then count on 2, 6, 7. 7 people like pears the best. You can use information from the tally chart to make a pictograph. First, draw a chart with 2 columns. Write the title and write the choices on the left. Then, create your key and pick a simple picture to stand for your votes. I'm going to use a smiley face. 1 smiley face will stand for 1 vote. Then, I fill in the pictograph. Since 10 people voted for apples, I draw 10 smiley faces in the graph. 7 people liked pears, so I draw 7 smiley faces in the graph. 2 people voted for grapes, 6 people voted for bananas. Pictographs help organize and show data or information so you can understand it better. Which fruit got the most votes? Apple. How many more votes did pears get than grapes? 5 more people voted for pears than grapes. You can also show the same information in a different way. Whoa, Moby, that's a lot of fruit. Are you going to share? Thanks, Moby. Hey, who ate part of my sandwich? There's only half left. What are fractions? A fraction is a number that shows part of a whole. My sandwich had 2 equal parts. The total number of equal parts goes on the bottom of a fraction. Now, only 1 part of my sandwich is left. I put that number at the top of the fraction. So there's 1 out of 2 equal parts, or 1/2 of my sandwich left. The number on the bottom of a fraction is called the denominator. The number on the top is called the numerator. How do you write fractions? Cool, it's a pizza party. Grandpa made a pizza with mushrooms and peppers. What fraction of the pizza has mushrooms? There are 4 equal slices. So 4 goes on the bottom of the fraction in the denominator. 1 slice has mushrooms, so 1 goes at the top of the fraction in the numerator. 1/4 or 1/4 of the pizza has mushrooms. How many slices have peppers? There are 4 equal slices, so the denominator is 4. Since 3 slices have peppers, the numerator is 3. 3/4 or 3/4 of the pizza has peppers. Mia made a pizza with olives and spinach. What fraction of her pizza has olives? There are 8 equal slices, so the denominator is 8. 3 slices have olives, so the numerator is 3. 3/8 of the pizza has olives. What fraction of the pizza has spinach? There are 8 slices, and 5 of them have spinach. 5/8 of the pizza has spinach. You made a pizza? What fraction of the pizza has paper clips? There are 3 equal slices, so the denominator is 3. All 3 slices have paper clips, so the numerator is 3. 3 out of the 3 slices, or 3/3 of the pizza have paper clips. The whole pizza has paper clips. If you count all the parts of a whole, you get 1 whole. You can use fractions to show 1 whole. Moby, are you really going to eat that? Well, I made a pizza too. My pizza has 6 equal slices, so the denominator is 6. How many slices have paper clips? None. None of the slices have paper clips, so the numerator is 0. 0 out of 6 slices has paper clips. That's a good thing, because I don't want to eat paper clips. How can you show fractions of a set? You can use fractions to show parts of a group. Let's see. What fraction of the fruit are apples? There are 5 pieces of fruit, and 2 of them are apples. So 2/5 of the fruit are apples. Uh-oh. What fraction of the plates is broken? There are 10 plates, and 3 of them are broken. So 3/10 of the plates are broken. The rabbits keep stealing our vegetables, Moby. We should build a fence around our class garden. First, we'll need to figure out the perimeter. What is perimeter? The perimeter is the total distance around something. You can think of the perimeter as an outline around something. The lines in the grass show the perimeter of the soccer field. The fences show the perimeter of each piece of land. The map shows the perimeter of each state. But you can also find the perimeter of small things, like my notebook. Good question, Moby. How do you find the perimeter? You can find the perimeter of a shape or figure by adding the lengths of all of its sides. Each side of this packet of seeds is 10 centimeters long. To find the perimeter, add the lengths together. 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. You can skip count by 10 to find the sum. 10, 20, 30, 40. The perimeter is 40 centimeters. Let's find the perimeter of the carrot section of the garden. To find the perimeter, add the lengths together. 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 5. I know it's a long number sentence, so that's why I add the easier numbers first. Let's see. 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. So now I add 4 plus 3 plus 5. I know 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. 9 plus 3 is equal to 12. The perimeter of the caret section is 12 feet. It's helpful to break up long number sentences into smaller ones to help you add. What's the perimeter of this shape? Add the lengths together to find out. 3 plus 5 plus 7. I know that 3 plus 7 is equal to 10. 10 plus 5 is equal to 15. So the perimeter of the shape is 15 centimeters. Figuring out the perimeter can help you build or design things. We want to build a fence that goes around our class garden. What's the perimeter of the garden? I know our class garden is 6 feet wide and 4 feet long. Add up all of the measurements to find the perimeter. 6 plus 4 plus 6 plus 4. I know that 6 plus 4 makes 10. So now I add 10 plus 10. That's equal to 20. The perimeter of the garden is 20 feet. Since we know the perimeter, we can figure out how much fencing we need to put around. Whoa!
That looks gross, Moby. Are you sure you want that? Do you have enough money? We better count your coins to find out. You've got a lot of different coins. That coin is called a penny. What is a penny? Well, it's copper-colored, and it has Abraham Lincoln on its head, and the Lincoln Memorial on its tail. A penny is worth 1 cent. We can add the pennies up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 cents. But there are other coins here too. What is a nickel? Here's a nickel. It's bigger than a penny, and it's silver-colored. There's another president on its head, Thomas Jefferson, and that's his home on the tail. A nickel is worth 5 cents. That means 1 nickel is equal to 5 pennies. We can count by 5s to add the nickels. How many nickels do you have, Moby? Okay, so you have 4 nickels. Now we can count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20. So we have 4 nickels, or 20 cents. But we still have other coins to count. What is a dime? A dime looks like this, with Franklin Roosevelt on its head, and a torch on its tail. A dime is worth 10 cents. There's a lot of ways to make 10 cents. I could use 10 pennies, or I could use 2 nickels, or I could just use 1 dime. We can count by tens to figure out how much our dimes are worth. Let's see. We have 4 dimes, so that's 10, 20, 30, 40 cents. There's one more coin here. What is a quarter? Well, this is a quarter, 'cause there's George Washington on the head, and that's an eagle on the tail. Some quarters have a state on their tail instead of an eagle. A quarter is worth 25 cents. That's the same as 25 pennies. Or 5 nickels. But not all money is coins. What are bills? A slice of this, delicious cake costs $1. That's a lot of money. Are you sure you really want it? But $1 is worth 100 pennies, or worth 20 nickels, or 10 dimes.
Cool! Silly hats. There are 4 boxes. Each box has 2 hats. How many hats do we have in total? You can multiply 2 times 4 to find the answer. When you multiply, you put equal groups together to find the total. You can add a number over and over again to solve a multiplication sentence. How can you add the same number multiple times? You can solve 2 times 4 by adding 2 together 4 times. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is equal to 8. You can also think about it in a different way. Since it doesn't matter which order you multiply numbers, you can multiply 4 times 2. That means you add 4 together 2 times. You get the same answer. Check it out, Moby. Fake mustaches. There are 2 mustaches in each pack. We have 3 packs. How many mustaches do we have in total? We can multiply 2 times 3 to find the answer. That means we add 2 together 3 times. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is equal to 6. We have 6 mustaches. We can also multiply 3 times 2. That means we add 3 together 2 times. We still get the same answer. A pack has 3 silly glasses. We have 5 packs. Multiply 3 times 5. We can add 3 together 5 times. And that's a lot of adding. It's easier to add 5 together 3 times. 5 plus 5 plus 5 is equal to 15. We have 15 silly glasses. You can use different ways to help you add a number over and over again. What other strategies can help you multiply? A pack has 5 crayons. There are 5 packs. How many crayons are there altogether? You can multiply 5 times 5, which is the same as adding 5 together 5 times. You could also draw pictures, or skip count by 5s to find the answer. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You can also use a 100 chart to get the answer. Start at 0 and go up by 5 a total of 5 times. There are 25 crayons. There are 4 erasers in a pack. There are 3 packs. How many erasers are there in all? You can multiply 4 times 3, or add 4 plus 4 plus 4. You can use a number line to solve. Start at 0 and go up by 4 a total of 3 times. We have 12 erasers in all. It's snack time. Do you want to split this with me? There are 8 slices, and there are 2 of us. How many slices do we each get? When you divide, you take a larger group and split it into smaller groups. We can divide 8 by 2 to find out how many slices we each get. How can you subtract to help you divide? You can subtract a number over and over again to solve a division sentence. How many times can you subtract 2 from 8? I know that 8 minus 2 is equal to 6. 6 minus 2 is equal to 4. 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. And 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. We subtracted 4 times until we got to 0. So 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4. We can check our work by taking the 8 slices and making 2 equal groups. We each get 4 slices. Whoa, that's a lot of pizza. Some friends are sharing pretzels. There are 12 pretzels and 4 people. How many pretzels does each person get? You can divide 12 by 4 to find the answer. Subtract 4 over and over again until you get to 0. 12 minus 4 is equal to 8. 8 minus 4 is equal to 4, and 4 minus 4 is equal to 0. We subtracted 3 times, so 12 divided by 4 is equal to 3. Each person gets 3 pretzels. Who wants some animal crackers? There are 25 animal crackers and 5 people. How many does each person get? Divide 25 by 5 to get the answer. We can also write it this way. How many times can you subtract 5 from 25? 25 minus 5 is equal to 20. 20 minus 5 is equal to 15. 15 minus 5 is equal to 10. 10 minus 5 is equal to 5. 5 minus 5 is equal to 0. We subtracted 5 times, so 25 divided by 5 is equal to 5. We each get 5 animal crackers. What other strategies can help you divide? Becca is selling snack boxes to raise money. She wants to raise $12. How many boxes does she have to sell? Divide 12 by 2 to find the answer. You can use a number line to help you divide. Start at 12 and count back by 2s until you get to 0. We counted back 6 times. So 12 divided by 2 is equal to 6. She has to sell 6 boxes to raise $12. Related facts use the same numbers with opposite operations. You can use related multiplication facts to help you solve division sentences. To solve this number sentence, think of its related multiplication sentence. What number multiplied by 7 is equal to 14? I know that 2 times 7 is equal to 14. So 14 divided by 7 is equal to 2. You can also use a fact triangle to help you solve division sentences. What is 20 divided by 5? What number can be multiplied by 5 to get to 20? I know that 5 times 4 is equal to 20. So 20 divided by 5 is equal to 4.
That's a really good one, Moby. It's gonna take a long time to make 1,000 paper cranes to make our wish come true. How many paper cranes have we made so far? We should add our cranes together and see. But what's the best way to add? Well, when you add, you join groups together to find the total. Let's see. We have 4 blue cranes and 3 red cranes. A tally chart could help add them together. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cranes in all. Hey, another way to add is to write a number sentence. 3 plus 4 is equal to 7. Right, the total can be called the sum. And you can also write the number sentence up and down instead of across. I guess there's lots of good ways to add. Well, another way to add is to count on. How do you count on to add? When you count on, you start with the bigger number and then add the smaller number. Let's find out how many pink and violet cranes we have in all. Good idea, Moby. We can use a number line to help us count on. We have 5 pink cranes, so we can start with 5 on the number line. And we have 3 violet cranes, so we can move ahead 3 spots on the number line to find the total. There are 8 cranes in all. Counting on could get tough if we added 2 large numbers. How do you add 10? Wow, there are a lot of orange and turquoise cranes here. You counted 8 orange cranes and 10 turquoise cranes. It would take a while to count on to find the sum. But if we add 10, it'll be a lot faster. We can start with 8 and add on 10 to make 18. All you have to do is add 1 to the tens place. Now we can start with 8 and add on 2 tens. Right, Moby, there is a pattern. When you add tens to a number, the tens place changes, but the ones place stays the same. How can you use doubles to add? I guess knowing your doubles can make adding faster. If I have 8 yellow cranes and 8 magenta cranes, I know there's 16 cranes in all. Because I know 8 plus 8 is equal to 16. It's a double. So now we have 8 yellow cranes and 7 magenta cranes. We can still use doubles to figure out the sum. I know that 7 is 1 less than 8, so the sum must be 1 less than 16. 8 plus 7 equals 15. The sum is 1 less than the double. Well, since 9 is 1 more than 8,
The sum must be 1 more than 16. 8 plus 9 equals 17. What are you looking at, Moby? You're bird watching? Cool! Sorry, Moby. How many birds are left? You can subtract to find out. But how do you subtract? When you subtract, you take one number away from another. You can draw pictures to help. There were 5 birds, but 2 of them flew away. So there are 1, 2, 3 birds left. You can also use counters to help you subtract. Let's see. There were 5 birds on the branch. 2 birds flew away. So there are 1, 2, 3 birds left. You can also write a number sentence to show what happened. 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. This is the minus sign, and it tells you to subtract. You can also write the number sentence going up and down. Did any more birds fly away? So, if there are 3 birds, and 0 of them fly away, you're left with 3 birds. There were 3 birds, but all 3 flew away. So 3 minus 3 is equal to 0. How do you count back to subtract? When you count back, you start with the bigger number and then count back the smaller number. There are 10 roses here. You pick 3 of them. We can use a number line to help us count back. We start at 10, and then we count back 3, 9, 8, 7. So there are 7 roses left. You can write a number sentence to show the difference. 10 minus 3 is equal to 7. Cool. I see 10 ladybugs. 4 of them flew away. How many are left? I know a good way to solve this number sentence. How can you use fact families to subtract? A fact family is a set of facts that uses the same numbers. You can add or subtract the numbers in different ways. Fact families can help you subtract. Well, I'm trying to solve this number sentence. I know 6 plus 4 is equal to 10, and 4 plus 6 is equal to 10, so that means 10 minus 6 is equal to 4, and 10 minus 4 is equal to 6. There are 10 ladybugs, and 4 flew away, so there are 6 left. I like to use number triangles to help me with fact families. This shows that 6 plus 4 is equal to 10, 10 minus 6 is equal to 4, and 10 minus 4 is equal to 6. I picked some apples for my friends. Moby, you're supposed to share. How many did you eat? Well, I know I picked 8 apples.
But now there are 6 left. I know that 6 plus 2 is equal to 8. And 2 plus 6 is equal to 8. So that means 8 minus 6 is equal to 2. And 8 minus 2 is equal to 6. I can also count up to find the difference. Well, I have 6 apples left, and I know I started with 8. So I can start at 6 and count up until I hit 8. I counted up 2 to get to 8. Cool cars, Moby. You've got a big collection. How many do you have? How do you count on 1 to add? When you add, you join groups or numbers together to find the total. Let's see. You have 1, 2, 3 blue cars. You add 1 pink car to the group. So we can start with 3 and count on 1 to get 4. Let's see. You have 6 green cars and 1 red fire truck. You can use a number line to help you add. You start with 6 and count on 1 more to get 7. When you count on 1, you count up 1 more. How do you count on 2 to add? You have 7 white cars and 2 orange tractors. You start with 7 and count on 2 more. 8, 9. There are 9 altogether. You can write a number sentence to show how you added the groups. You have a group of 7 white cars and a group of 2 orange tractors. The plus sign tells to add the groups together. 7 plus 2 is equal to 9. Now you have 8 silver cars and 2 motorcycles. You start with 8 and count on 2 more to get 10. So 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. Altogether, you have 10. The sum is the answer to an addition problem, or how many you have in all. The sum of 8 plus 2 is 10. You can add the groups together in a different order and still get the same total. Well, you can add the motorcycles to the cars, or add the cars to the motorcycles. Either way, the sum is still 10. How do you count on 3 to add? You have 9 vans and 3 dump trucks. How many do you have in all? Start with 9 and count on 3 to get to 12. 9 plus 3 is equal to 12. When you add, it helps to start with the larger number and then count on the smaller number. Well, it takes more time to start at 3 and count on 9. Sometimes you add nothing. How do you count on 0? When you add 0, you do not add anything. Here are 5 buses. Do you have more to add? So, you add 0. You still have 5 buses. 5 plus 0 is equal to 5.
You can write the number sentence up and down too. You'll still get the same answer.